when there are opportunities, take advantage, because you never know when you will get them again. That's a hard lesson I had to learn over the years whenever I said, let's go postpone something because something else comes up. It happened to me when I wanted to record videos before doing a challenge, and then all of a sudden my voice would be gone. And this time I was like, hey, I'm getting the opportunity in this case to play drums, and I was like, I'm going to do it. Now, here's the thing. If you have a mind like mine, an ADHD mind, then you get distracted all the time, which means knowing so that certain things have to be planned at a certain time. So one of the first things was, hey, it's Monday and I'm getting the Monday motivational message out there. So that was the message. Don't postpone what you can do now, because you never know what's going to happen. And then I realized that if I wanted to do my Spanish, chances were that I was going to forget it. So it popped up on my screen. It was right in my face, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it prior to midnight. Now, what I'm leaving out is that before doing Spanish, I was planning on going, and then when I posted on Instagram, there were these ads, and there is something called short movies, and it's like 10 seconds at a time. And each time they get me, especially in this one, because it had to do with someone who was being belittled. And it was a sort of like who's the boss kind of thing, but then Japanese style. And let's hope it's Japanese and not Chinese. Oh my God, what am I saying? I don't know the difference when I see the letters, but I thought it was Japanese. If I'm mistaken, please, please, please don't hold it against me. Anyway, I was watching it and I didn't want to pay for it. So then comes the ads and the next ad and the next. And I was like, okay, I need to leave. So, like I said, I prepared to go and get on my bike, go to the house, play drums. But before I do so, of course, I need to feed the cat. And at the moment any one of us comes home, she is like, food! And this time she also needs her medication. So I gave her medication, I gave her eye drops. And then it was about time to go play drums, right? Well, wrong, because before I left, right after doing Spanish, I was like, oh, hang on. I got a quote card, but I also wanted to get the video out there. So actually, before I left, are you still following this? I decided to not only get a quick lesson of Spanish out there. Like I said, I forget it and then it's past midnight. And when it's past midnight, I've missed the ongoing streak. So then I have to use points, which is never a problem, to sort of keep the streak going. But yes, it's important for me to keep doing Spanish every day. So that's what I started out with. Then I was like, okay, let's take advantage of the fact that I am going on my bike. So I have 2 Pokemon Go's because I've got 2 Pokemon accounts. And I was like, okay, that's nice. Let's make sure that they both at the same time do a party. Then I can get Pokemons and spin Poke stops. That's what's needed if you want certain items. And I'm realizing that there are people here probably watching who are like, what? Pokemon? Really? But I'm trying to explain to you how it works in my mind, because I'm hardly ever on time. I can seriously say that. And it's not because I don't want to, but I get distracted all the time. And today I'm giving you a little insight in my mind with the remark that I did get it done. So I know that certain things are distracting me. I know I'm forgetting certain things, and that's why I actually decided to create a post, create the video, do that short lesson of Spanish, which was under a minute, and also set up Pokemon, as in, okay, well, let's get those items. So then I got on my bike, I went to the house. Like I said, Kat was there. She was waiting. She was hungry, and she needed her medication. So I did all that stuff. That takes time, I'll honestly say. It's nice because, at the same time I'm brushing her a little bit, we exchange some kisses, all those kind of things. And of course I have to reassure her after having given her eye drops. So, there's a whole ritual going on. And like I said, it's nice, that ritual. So after that, I changed because when playing drums, temperature goes up, heartbeat goes up, I'll go sweating. It's an amazing workout. And that's when I saw Pokemon again. So I decided to actually, so there's a gym in front of the house. And when you beat the Pokemons from someone else, that's if they have a different color, because each team has a color. I'm team yellow. Then you can actually get extra items. So it's like a team thing. So when you are yellow and the gym is colored yellow, then you get extra items every time the gym has been spun, because there's like this, how do I explain that? Well, you can spin the Pokestops, let's put it that way. And well, that means free items, and we all want free items, right? Because we don't want to pay for everything all the time. So I decided to beat them, take a ton of videos, or at least a ton of pictures, because I wanted to create a video. I wanted to show people like, okay, this is what's going on. I'm taking advantage of the opportunity. I can play drums, but this is what goes on before I'm actually doing it. So that's what I did. Then I got to sit behind the kid, and well, actually just before that, someone said, do you want to join in a raid? I got an invite, and I was like, okay, it's almost midnight, let's go do it. So I joined in the raid, then had to, of course, catch both Pokemons after. And then I was like, okay, we're done with Pokemon. Those things can handle themselves. The Pokemon Go's, they are somewhere, placed where they can do their thing. They can interact with the gym right in front of the house. And then, I'll go play drums. And then I was like, ooh, I can very quickly just do a little bit more of Spanish. But there's a risk involved when doing Spanish, because if you do the lessons too well, then you get extra points. They double your points for the next 15 minutes. And I like a challenge, hence Pokemon, hence raids, hence Spanish. They know how to sell it to me. And that's what I did. And so then it was before midnight, and then it was after midnight, and I was like, but I'm supposed to play drums. Well, I did go on until I was in the top 4 or something, and then I decided to quit and play drums. I played drums for 50 minutes. By that time, I wasn't the only one back home, so we got to talk. I got a shower, and then I went back here, because here at night, it's so much easier to do all the work, because the internet is amazing here. And so I got back, decided to have a bite to eat, and I also wanted to edit all the other stuff. So I had taken tons of pictures. I think that it's 50 or maybe even more. I had recorded some videos, and it was like, okay, let's put it in there. But I've learned that when it comes to Instagram, that it's so important to use shorts. So I brought it back to a minute and a half. Then I took out the Pokemon part and I actually posted that in the Pokemon group. Now, in case you're wondering, okay, so what does this have to do with seizing the opportunity when you get the opportunity? I've noticed that a lot of people, and I was one of those people, and I'm not going to say I'm never one of those people anymore, but I have learned that if I postpone things, that often something happens. And right after having played drums, I noticed that my voice was gone. So apparently I needed to rest a little bit before I actually could do this video. So it's good that I took some time. But the point is, there were a couple of things I set out to do. So apart from having some meetings and phone calls, including with one of my coaching clients, and also going to the physical therapist, it's Monday. So, well, in Holland, it's no longer Monday, but in the US, it still is. And I want to get that message out there. So that's why it was important for me to actually get that quote out there, get a short video out there. So actually what I did was, the first time around, I took 9 pictures and I posted them like like a carousel, so you can just swap through them. So in that way, I already had made a start with my Monday motivational message. I thought it is a good one. Seize the opportunity when you can get it. Because when I've been talking about influence, which I've done in the past 2 months, and especially when I was talking about influence during my challenge, I was like, well, maybe I'm going to add a 4th day to the whole challenge. And the 4th day, for me, was related to what I said yesterday, which was about choose influence. So the first day was why influence. So why do you get influence? Why do you influence others? The second day was about how to get influenced, and that includes influencing yourself. And the third day was about choosing influence. So you choose who your role model is, if you want to be a role model for others, what you do for yourself. And today I was like, yeah, I think that the message of seizing the opportunity, taking advantage of it whenever you can, is a motivational message. So hence why I got it out there. But what I've learned over time, especially since I have been working with my coach, is that certain things, midnight is sort of a deadline for me. Now, for the record, I do work after midnight because that's easier. When getting training, it often goes on till after midnight, and I've adapted my training is usually giving after midnight as well. Well, except for the coaching training, which I do on Tuesdays, that's actually earlier in the day. So, talking about choices and skills and increasing skills, what I got to learn was Spanish needs to be done for midnight. I know that I usually fail if I don't do it. Well, fortunately, the app is very persistent. It shows you all the time. There are all these messages, and it shows it literally on the front of the phone, like, go do something. And like I said, I've learned not to postpone it because something always comes up, at least when you're like me. So what I talked about with my coach was, well, whenever I do these things, I might as well think about what else am I going to do. So basically doing Spanish is the trigger for me to also do other stuff. And well, hence why I got the video out there. And well, the Pokemon was purely because I was going outside. Moving is important. It's one of those aspects that when it comes to skills and taking care of yourself, moving is #1 priority. And it's nice weather now, so getting on my bike was the thing to do. Now, of course, playing drums, same story. It's good to do that one too. Tomorrow I'll be back at the physical therapist so they can realign my wrist and possibly my back if needed. And, that way I take care of my health. So what else would I like to tell you about seizing opportunities? So what I actually want to get across is this is about choices. It's the choice to follow up on something. It's the choice to take advantage of possibilities when they present themselves. But it's also about thinking about what do you need to do every day, again and again and again, because it's good for you, whether it's for your physical health or for your mental health, because you need a challenge, those little things. So I heard the voice of Brendan actually talking to me when I played drums, and what was the thing that he said, because I've been listening to him in my car. He says, add new elements because that makes you thrive. So at first I did the normal drumming, slow speed, then increasing the speed, so warming up, then going high speed, and I was like, okay, I need to add something new. So that's what I did. I also recorded that. It's good to listen back. I actually never listen back, but this time I've been listening back, and I was like, okay, so those are good things. And all combined, if I look at what I've done, then maybe in the beginning you were like, whoa, what did she say? What did she do again? Well, that's because, I'm an ADHD type, I'm hyper, and I know how to pick my battles. I know that I get distracted, and sometimes it's better to give in straight away. And then afterwards, I can continue on. So now I got to play drums for 51 minutes after one another. No break, no nothing, except for a sip of water. And when I don't do it and I see on my phone that someone invites me for a battle, then I'm inclined to go and join. And I believe that because I got all those distractions out of the way, so I done my Spanish, I got my first videos out there for the Monday motivational message, and then I played some Pokemon, that I was good to go. The cat had been fed, she got her medication, so I was good to go to play drums uninterrupted. So I basically stopped when at some point I noticed, okay, one knee was acting up, then the other one, then my wrist, my back, not that it's not good, as in there's something horrible is going on. It's my body. I know how it works. Hence, I go to the physical therapist tomorrow. But I did know at some point I need to quit. And so 51 minutes. I'm kind of pleased with it. I stretched afterwards. Kat got some extra dinner. I know that she gets hungry in the middle of the night, so she got some extra food. Like I said, I took a shower because, I'm always sweaty after playing drums. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go back here, and then I'm going to continue on with my Monday motivational message. I did the editing of the video that I'm going to post, and well, the good thing is I managed to do it like 90 seconds, so I'm kind of proud of it. But it also took me a bunch of time. But like I said, my voice was gone, so it got time to actually rest, and now I'm good to go again. So did I go live? No, not really. Did I record a video? Yes, I just did, which gives me the opportunity to actually post it in a little bit. Then it's going to be on my blog post. It's going to be on YouTube. There's also another post on Instagram. And then afterwards, I'll probably quickly write a blog post because I know the few things that I want to get into, like don't postpone what you can do now because you don't know what's going to happen. Take all the distractions out of the way so you can actually go do it or know when you are going to do them. So it was my choice to do them prior and midnight was sort of my guideline. But remember what else it is you want to do. So besides me playing drums, which was unexpected, I had said I'm going to do the Monday motivational message. That's what I started with. That's what I'm talking about right now. And that's what I'm going to post in a little bit. And having done so, I have also posted on Instagram, which I'm still doing every day since December 1st. And I'm still doing my weekly Monday motivational posts. So that's good too. So those things that are important are done. They are checked on the list. And with it, I do believe that it's not necessarily that I improved skills. It's not necessarily that I had new skills going on, but I have been improving them, doing all of these things. And if I can encourage you to do something as well, then it is seize the opportunity. So what's the what thing you don't want to postpone, or what every once in a while comes up, what you can do, what you normally can't do, and what are you going to do when it presents itself? Be ready. Want to see more Monday morning messages? Then click here, go there. Yes, right there.